And there's a limited number of units you can have, but it's per...
No.
No?
No.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I mean, the limit is I'm going to try to kill as many of your units as I really can have, but if you had
do your worst.
Jesus.
Hey, welcome back to A Worst Possible Gameplay. I'm Brent.
I'm Stokes.
And we're here to play Star Wars today. So essentially, these are precon decks. From what set are they from? Because I know they're the newest precon decks.
Yeah, the set is called Jump to Lightspeed.
Cool. So Jump to Lightspeed precon decks. I'm playing Boba Fett today, and then you've got Han Solo.
I've got Han Solo.
The classic matchup.
Yeah, so this is really interesting. I think they're called Premier decks. They used to come in like a 2-pack. Like you would each, there's only been 4 sets, right?
Yeah.
So the first 3 sets, it was you buy the box, you get both. And it was like $20, $30 for the both sets. This is almost 30 or even more per deck, but they're split.
Oh.
Separate. They come with a booster pack inside, but like a $5 booster pack. Right?
Okay.
So nothing too crazy.
So the price is higher and they're separate?
But what I understand too is these are functionally stronger decks. Not that the singles of this game really have that kind of secondhand market that's like as booming as something like a Magic or a Pokemon.
Right.
But it's to say, oh, you're picking up a Premier deck, you're not picking up a 2-player starter set.
So
you're picking up something stronger.
Okay.
And that's interesting to me because I've played a lot of Star Wars, but only precons and only the other precons. I've never played these. I just bought these, just got the sleeves. I think it was because of their price point. I was like, I'll get those later.
Yeah, totally.
Those are my level 3 starters, you know.
But a great way to get back into the game. I know you've been playing a lot. I played a little bit when you brought it in or something like that, but I haven't really got hands-on a ton with it.
I think 3 games maybe I've seen you play.
Yeah,
4?
maybe. And some of them, most of them were multiplayer. It wasn't just 1v1. It was like a 3 or 4 person
we did 3-player,
Yeah.
but
As he said, we haven't played these decks yet, so we don't know exactly what they're going to do, but we're going to definitely shuffle up, roll off, and then just play on. Yep, so we drew our cards. I won the roll-off, so that means I have the initiative for the first turn, which means I get to make the first play because unlike most TCGs, I would say, we're not turn-based, we're action-based in Star Wars, so kind of unique.
We together share 1 turn.
Exactly. So the first thing I think I'm just going to do is I'm going to exhaust my 2 resources to bring out the TIE Bomber. It is an 0/4, but on attack, deal 3 indirect damage to the defending player.
Very good.
And I know with my ability on Boba Fett, it seems like I'm going to be doing a lot of indirect damage.
Yes.
But with this game, cards come in tapped.
That's true.
Well,
I'll get there. It's a Premier deck. I'm a Premier player.
I'm reading these cards and I'm like, oh, they're way more directed at this than the past games I've played.
Yeah, where it's
I'm
just like make robots.
Yeah, have fun.
Make robots.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. You know what? I think I'm going to take the initiative.
Oh.
So taking the initiative is like a pass for the rest of this turn, essentially. So even if I could do something, I won't do something.
Then yeah, I'm done.
You pass?
Yep,
Sweet.
yep.
Yeah, we untap. We draw 2. And then we choose to resource 1 card. And unlike Lorcana, where we have to like prove that it's an inkable card or something like that, we just put the card down. This set actually introduced a mechanic called smuggling, where you can play cards out of your resource and then replace randomly the resource off the top. So it's like a public info. Well, not public. It's something you can look at after the fact.
Well, I got my resource down.
Awesome.
I guess another thing while we're kind of waiting on you for your resource, there's 2 different kind of battlefields. Arenas for Star Wars. There's land and sky, and they kind of interchange depending on who plays what where first.
There's ground and space, but...
Ground and space, what'd I say? Air and space?
Land and sky.
Space? Oh, land and sky.
Land and sky.
Ground and space.
And you can tell by the unit 1, it's a ship. It's a spaceship, but also it does have space written here. You'll see ground unit. But these are just listed as units, spaces, because it's kind of determined as we play.
Yep.
The only mat that has them actually listed out is the 4-player play mat. That's like a whole table mat.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
the center is a planet.
Oh, and that's where
the
ground
unit
units go?
space fits into the planet. So ground units is all in the middle, and then everyone's spaceships are outside the mat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a proximity, like battle mat game. Just by where you're putting stuff. But
And there's a limited number of units you can have, but it's per...
No.
No?
No.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I mean, the limit is I'm going to try to kill as many of your units as I really can have, but if you had
do your worst.
Jesus. God. I know this guy. All right. For 3, the Millennium Falcon.
Wow. Whoa.
synergies.
That's great.
With my playmat.
I'll go ahead and attack.
On attack, 3 indirect damage.
Yep.
I'm just gonna put it all on my base.
And when I do indirect damage, I will exhaust my leader to do another indirect damage.
I'll make it 4 on my base.
There it is.
There it is.
Now it's your turn.
Initiative. It is mine yet again.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Well, I have no resources.
I guess
What do you want me to do? I can't attack.
I got a
look at the game.
First Order Stormtrooper on attack and when defend, deal 1 indirect damage. And then
Wow, that's really nice.
right? And then for 2 more, I'm going to Grenade Strike. Deal 2 damage to unit. You may deal 1 damage to another unit in the same area. So I'm just going to do 2 damage to your Millennium Falcon.
Cool. It's a good thing I didn't give it any indirect.
Yep. I was hoping you would. Maybe like split it. So then I could, but you know.
Yeah, well, you seem like someone who's going to be pointing a lot of non-combat damage.
Yeah.
Being that that's the case, you can choose a lot. Indirect, not so much, but.
And then that's all I got.
Cool. We're untapping.
We're untapping.
Draw 2. Tank 1. I'm ready when you are. Hey, you can choose not to put a resource down.
I think that'll hurt me in the long run.
Yes,
though.
it would.
I think.
I don't want to give you another lesson in sharking, but
Whoa. Okay.
I've done it a couple of times in the past. I'm like, oh, I think I'll really hold, and every time I regret it.
All right. Cool. I am good to go if you're ready.
Sweet. I am going to, for one, put a pilot on the Millennium Falcon. So underneath, it has a sort of an alternate kind of casting cost. The piloting on the bottom, I haven't seen it any other way, but it'll give you, I always read this like a magic cost, like it's going to cost me 3. 1 generic, and then a yellow and a black.
Oh, I see
but
what
all
you're
it's saying is, well, yellow and white, but all it's saying is its faction and its color type and everything like that.
But it's cost the number in the gold.
It just costs 1.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they can have different piloting costs.
I got it.
So that is equipped. So it has +2/+1 from the pilot. The Millennium Falcon also says I can deploy an additional pilot to this unit, and it gets +1/+0 for each pilot on it.
Whoa.
So in a way, it has +3/+1, so it is a 6/5.
6/5. Okay. Okay.
There you have it.
I'm going to do something similar. Bosk is going to pilot my TIE Bomber. So, attached unit gains on attack, exhausts the defender and deal 1 damage to it. And it's got a +2/+2, so now it's got actually attack. It's a 2/6.
All right. I'm going to activate Han. So reveal the top card of my deck, then attack with a unit. Waylay. So it's just reveal.
Oh, okay.
If the revealed card and the unit have different odd costs, they don't. It doesn't get the +1. But it does say then attack with the unit. So this will attack into here.
Okay.
So I am swinging with 6 damage
Ooh,
onto
I've got 6.
your bomber.
Okay. And then do you take the 2 from my attack?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So the 2 will put me at 4 on my 5 total.
Okay. I'm going to exhaust 1 and deal 2 damage to a unit or base, and I'm going to go after the Millennium Falcon.
Okay.
And then when I deal non-combat damage, I'm going to exhaust 1 to do 1 damage.
The 2 will all go here. Well, actually, hold on. This is an interesting thing. Let me see. How does that read? What does it say?
This says, when you deal non-combat damage, you may exhaust.
So it's already gone.
It's
I was going to
already
say if it's like,
when you go to or
if you would deal non-combat damage,
do this,
trigger this.
So you could throw the damage on there before it dies.
You got it. You got it, dude.
Tricksy.
You got it. Cool. So I put the 1 damage from Boba Fett on there. Let's
play.
Let's tap for 1.
Ooh, okay.
Rito.
Hey.
So he has a when defeated. When he's defeated, I may discard a card from the top, which is essentially just mill 1. If it is not a unit, deal 2 damage to a ground unit. So there's still a random chance of me kind of flipping off the top and missing. But in the case of Waylay, we know that is a non-leader. So.
Yeah. I'll attack into Greedo.
Trade?
Yep. And then on attack, deal 1 indirect damage to a player.
Oh, cool. Well, not, but
but
5 to
over.
6.
Cool.
Yep. He dies, triggers. I'll do 2 damage to nothing.
Whoa.
Wow. For 1, Clone Deserter. He has Restore 1, and then another new mechanic, Bounty.
Okay.
His bounty is a draw card. What that means is
Always good.
if you capture, which really just means like you kind of thief him over to your side or exile him. It kind of depends on what the card is. But you capture him or you defeat him, you draw a card.
Ooh.
He has a bounty of you. That's what he's a 2/3 for 1 with restore, which he's like overstated, but it gives you a card when he dies.
I like that.
It's a dope
That's
mechanic.
really cool.
Well, you'll also see it. I don't think he's in this deck because he's an expensive card, so I'm just assuming he's not, even though I sleeved it, I could have known. But Cad Bane, I think his name is. Cad Bane
cowboy robot
is
looking.
like a whenever you complete a bounty, whenever, there's like, there's bounty decks.
Shoot, that's so cool. That was, I think, when Magic did their Outlaws of Thunder Junction, I really thought they could have done a lot more with bounties.
Well,
and
it's
like
funny
putting
too because they have bounty counters.
Yeah.
Like Cheval Bane of Monsters is one that like puts bounties on things and you get value if you kill the thing with a bounty.
I just felt like Outlaws could have done a ton with it, and it just didn't seem like it was there.
You got Space Outlaws now.
And
which
it's
I guess
Cad Bane.
Magic is about to be space. So you can Space Outlaws, I guess. But, Cad Bane, dude, I've got
he's
his...
so cool.
I've got his, what do they call them? Hyperspace foil, which is like their full art borderless is like a hyperspace border.
I also wanted to be clear, when I say he's so cool, I know he looks cool.
Don't know shit about
I don't know
him.
anything about Cad Bane.
I mean,
so Star Wars people, I apologize. but he looks
realistically,
cool.
we don't know shit about Star Wars.
Yes, the game's just really good.
I would say, which actually speaks well to this game that I don't care for or really like Star Wars in any capacity, but this game has me.
Yeah. I'm going to take the initiative.
Yeah, that sounds right. I'll pass.
Cool.
So we're untapping.
Drawing 2.
Drawing 2. Waylay in the hand. I have resourced. The action is yours.
I've taken a drink.
While you're at it.
2 resources. I'm going to bring out Zygerian Starhopper.
I guess that's another reason to apologize for our lack of Star Wars knowledge is the pronunciation of things.
Yeah, so it's a spaceship, 2/3. When defeated, deal 2 indirect damage to a player. I said spaceship, like it was like, oh, it's a spaceship, like a non-Star Wars person, but I meant it was a space unit and that it's a ship. I just said it's a spaceship, and it made me sound silly.
It's a
spaceship. I was like, it sounded dumb.
What if I told you all space units are ships?
I guess that's fair.
Like it's a little redundant,
Well, what about when Leia floated through space? Can I put Leia out in space? Dang.
I'm so sorry.
It's not more accurate. Come on, dude.
Sure. Anyway.
Yep.
Let's give it a shot. See if we can do it again. He does. I was like, wait, does he have an odd cost? Because if he was even, it wouldn't even work.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, he does.
You think you got a 1 on top?
I'll attack. Reveal. A different odd cost. It's a 5 cost.
Oh, it had to be different. Yeah, okay.
Well, it didn't work last time because they were both 3s. So a 5 cost to the 1 cost. They're both odd. They're different costs. He gets a +1/+0. He's attacking into your base. He has restore 1. I will restore 1.
Oh, I thought restore was on him.
When this unit attacks, heal 1 damage from your base.
Oh, that's way better than I thought. Okay.
Yeah, there are things that can restore. Well, actually, are there? I think there's things that might move damage, maybe. But even then, I'm just dipping the toes.
Dipping the toes. I'm gonna pay 2 to bring out First Legion Snow Trooper. Has a bonus when attacking, but obviously you won't get to this turn. But essentially gets a +2 in Overwhelm.
Which is trample,
Yeah,
essentially. Well, that's really nice.
I like it. Oh, but it's only if I attack a damaged unit. That's the key.
That's good to know.
Yes.
That's really good to know.
I was like, there's like a
I was like, I need that in more
it's
things.
really good.
I mean,
but
it is still good.
Totally.
Because damaged units mean you're even more likely to get the trample damage.
I think it would be really cool if I could point my indirect damage with Boba
Well, they
Fett.
call that direct damage.
Well, yeah, I guess so, yeah. I guess if Boba Fett's damage was direct damage.
They just banned a card, I think for the first time in the game.
Oh, shoot.
And it was a leader. Well, they banned a couple of cards, but a leader, Jango Fett, who was, you can activate him when a unit is damaged and tap it. But it was to anything that was, so if you hit me for indirect 10 and I put him on a bunch of things, you could tap him and tap all of them down. Which all of them tapping down just means you took away my actions, really. They were already vulnerable, they could already be attacked, but there was a card, is a red vehicle ground unit called like Juggernaut or Ground Juggernaut or something like that when it entered dealt 1 to everything.
That's
And it would just tap everything down and then you'd practically win from there.
That's so cool.
Well, it's gone.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, well,
Maybe his twin son's legal.
maybe. I believe it's your action.
It is my action. I have 2 good options, you know.
Well,
but I think
I'm jealous with 0 cards in hand.
My favorite option, because you have 0 cards in hand.
Shoot.
For 5, I'm going to play Blue Leader for 3. But when played,
Blue Leader,
you may pay 2. If you do, move this unit to the ground arena and give 2 experience tokens to it. So it comes over here. I actually have, these are, I'll show this. Experience tokens, shield tokens that are things that would kind of tuck under to give the +1. Mm-hmm. But because I have pilots and stuff, I'm just not going to use that. I'm going to use the +1 tokens. So
yeah.
Yep. There you have it.
Initiative.
Pass.
So it costs 3 and then you paid an additional 2. So you used all your, okay.
So I paid all 5 into it. Chewy.
As my first action, I'm going to do my Boba Fett epic action. Deploy this leader I can deploy the leader, or I can deploy this leader as an upgrade on a friendly vehicle unit without a pilot on it. It gives it +4/+4. Then when deployed as an upgrade, deal up to 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of units.
Oh, direct damage.
Direct damage.
Here, let me, I just want to read it. Just give it a quick
ahead.
read. Make sure I'm... Shit. No big deal.
Okay.
No big deal. Nothing going on here.
So I think I'm going to deal 4 to... Or I'm going to do 3 to your clone.
So it was 5, right?
4 total.
4 total?
Deal up to 4 damage as divided. Yep.
Okay. So 3.
3 there, and then I'll do another 1 there.
All right. 1, 3. Obviously, this dies.
Mm-hmm. And now it's your move.
Now, this is interesting. Because he is a 2/3.
Yep.
And 1 damage.
So could be a 4/3 with
it's a 4/3, good buddy.
Overwhelm.
Holy shit. That's a 6/7?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Maybe I should have played that in space. Forgot about the whole piloting thing that I was like, I want him in ground. Okay. I believe what I'm going to do is... It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough.
Edge of our seats.
He can attack. He can attack. Oh. Did you draw a card?
No. Thanks.
Just thinking about bounties. I wish I would have noticed this earlier. That would have changed it. Kind of a little bit of everything. That Chewbacca equips for 3, not 5.
Oh.
That's way different.
That is different.
So +3/+3.
Exhausting 3.
Mm-hmm.
No disintegrations deal damage to a non-leader unit. What's up?
This unit can't be defeated or returned to hand by enemy card abilities.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to, before we kept reading, I didn't tell you what this card did.
That's fair. No disintegrations deal damage to a non-leader unit equal to 1 less than its remaining HP. So take you down to 1.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I guess that probably includes experience tokens.
I think so. It's just its remaining HP.
Yeah, probably. Which is 6, 7, 8. So you dealt 6 damage to it right now. All right. Well, swing. Yeah, you're gonna. No, because I'm gonna swing on it first. We just know he has 1 HP left.
Yep.
So I'm gonna swing on your base then.
Got it.
1, 2, 5, 8.
8.
Yep. So you go to 11.
Thanks. Okay. Oh, and then I'll
crippled.
I'll swing.
Crippled.
I'll swing on your guy.
Maybe I should have used Han. Fuck.
I'll swing on him. I'm flustered with my snow trooper.
Yeah.
So it's a 4/3.
Your Snar Trooper?
My snow trooper. So 4/3. I'm gonna die as well, but overwhelm. So 3 damage will go to your base.
Yeah, I'm aware. 3 damage on 3, 4, 5 goes to 8. I'm going to pass priority.
So take the initiative?
No.
Oh. Interesting. I'm going to swing on your base for 6.
Yep. So go from 8 to 14. So, boom. For 1, I'll play that.
Okay. I'm going to take the initiative.
Pass.
Okay. You're tripping me up. You didn't take the initiative, but
yeah, I did. Well, because if I played this guy out, you could just kill him.
I guess that's fair.
I mean, you had resources left. Maybe you could have played a card. I could have then taken the initiative.
I guess it's not that you did it.
It's more like I do it. He guaranteed dies. If I don't do it, because he has bounty draw a card.
Oh.
Then you're going to be like, oh, well, I'll just fucking kill him. And then you have resources, and I have nothing I can do.
Gotcha.
That it was like the only chance I have for this to survive was to do what I just did.
Makes sense.
And to play it out.
I also didn't realize you could just pass priority like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but the risk is if then you take the initiative, then turns over.
Oh.
Because it's when two players pass, and an initiative take is essentially a pass. But I'm like, if that's the case, he saves me 6 damage. Like, again, there's no downside if I want this card.
That makes sense. Okay. I think I gotta get my. I'm gonna tack into your ship.
Don't mind me moaning. Yeah, that makes sense. 2 to you.
2 to me, and I get to draw a card because I feel like I need to have this draw so I have all my options. Okay, that's not as cool.
It's
as
funny
I
because
want.
I don't think any of the control things in my hand are going to work as well as I'd like them to. Mm-hmm. So I think I have to just pretend like I can race the aggro deck. So blue leader, again.
On the ground.
Yep. Just so he's lightly safe from your murder. Because so the other thing too, I should note, when he moves over, he gains those experience counters.
Yeah.
He doesn't gain those over here, so he's just a 3/3, which is not enough to kill you. So
Gotcha.
I'm like,
You
I
have
just
to put
feed him
there.
over here and then pretend.
I see
but
what you're saying. I'm gonna exhaust 4 to put out Fett's Fire Spray, which is Boba Fett's ship, and when played, deal 1 indirect damage to a player. If you control Boba Fett as a unit, upgrade, or leader, deal 2 indirect damage instead. So I'll do 2 indirect damage towards your leader. Or
my base.
to a player. That's what I was like,
Oh,
no,
okay.
it didn't say base.
I was like,
okay.
I was like,
to
you
a player.
you don't choose. You
That's
choose
fair.
me to put the
To
stuff down.
a player.
They only say to a player because in a 4-player game, you say, who am I dealing that damage to? You know, for free. Because it's a 0 pilot. This upgrade can be deployed on a friendly vehicle unit with a pilot on it. Attached unit gains. You may deploy, or you may play or deploy 1 additional pilot to this unit.
Oh, that's sick.
So he is a free pilot that just makes it so I can add 1 more. It is indeed R2-D2.
Initiative.
I'm going to play out Han as a pilot. When deployed as an upgrade, for each friendly unit or upgrade that has an odd cost, ready your resource.
Oh, shoot.
But that's not going to help me because I only have 1 thing.
Oh, but you get to ready a resource. Does your hand cost 2?
No.
Okay, well, it could have been more helpful then.
And then, yeah, pass.
Good. Okay. Put down my resource. Resource pool getting a little crowded.
I'm good whenever.
Cool. First thing I'm going to do, exhaust 2. I'm going to no good to me dead. Exhaust a unit. That unit can't ready this round.
Motherfucker.
That guy's scary.
Well, yeah. How do you have, wait. Oh yeah, you have a yellow base. I was like, how the fuck are you playing yellow? How are you playing control?
Sorry.
I haven't even seen, oh, I guess that's a green card. I haven't even seen a green card. What the hell's going on? I got Chewy, Blue Lead. I got lots
So
of
many
clone.
So funny.
I got lots. Dude, I wish you could know how dead this fucking card. Actually, it was public. You saw it. Waylay. Return non-leader unit.
Yeah.
I've had this in my hand for so many turns, and that's a leader. It becomes a leader.
Because he's attached?
It says
great.
it becomes a leader. Well, I could have played this before you attached the leader. I was like, oh my God, it makes him a leader. Hey, you know, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
There's always game 2.
I got to get 1 win on this channel so far. Give me a break.
I know. How do I want to die? Because you got...
How do you want to do this?
You got 6. What am I at? I'm at 16, so 22, 26.
Still got a ways
That's
to
not
go.
gonna... 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. It deals 9, so you'd be at 20. But
Yeah.
there was a chance I could have actually had something to not win with, but win with. Well, the only thing to spare myself any damage, I suppose, is to waylay that to your hand.
No.
It is not a leader, thank God. God, he tapped me down for 2.
I'll tack into you for 6.
Yeah, that makes sense. I said I was at 16, 22. So that's my 2. There's my 20. For 3, if I could tap for 3, shuttle. Yeah, shuttle. Just call it that. On attack, discard a card from your deck. If it has an odd cost, you may give an experience token to another unit. So to be fair, that was kind of a win condition.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Well, because think of it like this. This guy would have hit you for 9 this turn. That puts you at 20.
Oh, yeah.
Then, if I attack him, I think everything in here is an odd cost. I discard it, give him a counter. If he lived, swing on you for 10 and win. If he didn't kill me by then.
I'm going to...
Thanks, Blue Leader, and all of my pilots.
Bring out Fifth Brother. It's a 2/4. This unit gains raid 1 for each damage on him. And then on attack, I may deal 1 damage to this unit to deal 1 damage to another ground unit.
I'll take the initiative.
Pass.
There you have it.
There it is.
You good?
I'm good.
For 3.
Okay.
Death Space Skirmisher. This way. When played, you may, if you control another space unit, you may exhaust a unit.
Dang. We know it. We love it. No disintegrations. That's going to go down to 1.
God, I'm going to die.
Let's go.
All right, that's a lot of damage counters, so it's down to 1. Well, then I'm not going to... Because that swings for 2.
I think those are your units. I think your hand is face up on the mat right now. I think those are your resources that you were playing with.
Was it?
Professionals.
Yes, it was.
We're professionals.
That's what happens when you let it take over. All right. Can I take 3 actions in a row? Will you let that happen?
No.
That changes my plan.
Unless I can take 3 actions. If I can take 2 more now before you take those 3.
Whoa. Yeah, we'll work out a deal.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll attack your base for 9.
For 9.
Let's just make sure again. 1, 2, 5, 6, 9. Yep. 9.
Cool. And then I will attack your base, but on attack, I will do 1 damage to him to finish him off.
And then 1 damage because you deal 1 damage to yourself.
Yep. Which then also makes it a 3, 5.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I might have actually been able to get around that. I forgot about that attack trigger. He comes back tapped. And I've used his epic action. For 1, gonna put a pilot on.
Okay. It's coming back out, so 2 damage to you as a player. You get to choose where it goes. But it's Fet's Fire Spray. I thought I remembered, and I didn't.
Fet's
Fire Spray.
Well, I'll attack you for 4 on attack. I'm going to discard from the top something that has an odd cost. Yep. I'm going to give an experience counter to another unit.
Cool. So, did you take the 2 damage from Fire Spray? And where is that 2 damage?
From Fire Spray?
Yeah, when it enters, deal 1 indirect damage, but if I control both effect, it's 2 indirect damage.
Oh.
But that's to you. I just didn't know where you wanted it to go.
Oh, sure. Did you tell me that? Did you say that?
I did. I said...
Did you say it enters in Fire Sprays?
No, I said it enters, and it's going to deal 2 indirect damage to player you. It is Fet's
I completely ignored it.
Fire Spray.
I was like...
And then you attack my base, I assume?
For 4, yeah.
For 4.
It's right here. This is the chance. This is the decision.
I'm going to take the initiative.
I lose. GG's.
Hey.
That's why I was like, I don't think there's a way. And what I would have had to have drawn something good.
I had actually I had another Bubble Fett in my hand.
I did have an exhaust, but it was 2 ground units.
Oh, okay.
For 5.
Whew. Hey, I got 1. I gotta win.
I can play cards. Look at me.
Look at that. There's a reason why I'm here.
Who do you think you are? I am.
I am. And there's at that point only one thing to do. Game 2. All right, start of game 2. You going first or second?
I am going first.
Congrats.
Thank you. I'll take the initiative. I have an odd cost deck.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I'll exhaust 2 to get out. TIE Bomber.
Perfect.
They're back. And then I'll pass.
All right, we're untapping. Drawn 2. All right.
Your
I
go.
have the initiative. Look at that. We're just reliving.
Hey!
Time's a flat circle.
Whoa!
There you have it.
Okay. Exhausting 3. Put out Houndstooth. While attacking an exhausted unit that didn't play this phase, this unit deals combat damage before the defender. It's almost like first strike in a weird way.
First strike to not this.
Not that, because it entered
But
that
next turn,
But next turn, if it gets exhausted, then it'll be good.
And it's when attacking.
When attacking. Your go.
Initiative.
Attack. So it'll be 3 indirect.
4.
And then, 4. And then pass.
All right. Okay.
I'm ready.
For 3. I'm going to waylay that back to your hand.
Well, shoot. Okay. For 4, hunting aggressor. Indirect damage you deal to opponents is increased by 1.
Well, what do you know? God, I got to remember my pilot costs are different than my, like, actual card costs.
I was just looking at that one.
I'm like, oh, God, why do I do this to myself? You know what, dude? We risk it, right?
Risking it for the biscuit.
We risk it. I'm going to use Han Solo to attack the Falcon into the bomber.
Okay.
To hopefully spare me some damage. I need an odd cost. That's not a 3.
3.
Shit.
Let's go! Fuck! Never punished!
All right, well, that actually really fucks me because now I have to fully attack you again.
So it's 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I will swing. So it'll deal 3 indirect damage, which will actually be 4.
Which will be 5.
Which will be 5. And then 6.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Fuck. Yeah, I mean, it was either I take it again, you know, but then I would have had something on him that would have guaranteed kill.
Yeah.
So that was 4 there. 5, 6.
Gotcha. Your move, good sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that risk is going to actually really hurt me. But there it is, a pilot.
I'll take an
It
initiative.
was so hopeful.
Cool. You want to hand me that token there?
There you have it.
Thanks.
Every time, every card that I'm like, that's not bad, says non-leader. I'm like, as soon as he fucking plays his leader. Every card I have is good. I almost don't want to do it, but I need to keep growing. All right, that's you.
I'm going to swing for 6 indirect again.
Yeah. 2.
2 and 4 again.
Yeah, so I'll fix these numbers
before
the next round because that's crazy.
It's a little mess, but
Well, I'll just do it right now. What am I talking about?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's easy to turn that into 10. 3, 6, 9, and 1.
3, 6, 9.
3, 6, 9.
Let's swing that there.
This?
Yeah.
Cool. Bye, TIE Bomber. You've done well. Oh, thank you. Yes. Tap 2 to pilot with Dengar.
Who?
It was so close to Gengar. I was like, wait, I can't be reading that. Dengar. Dengar. When an attached unit gains on attack, deal 2 indirect damage to a player. If the unit is an underworld unit, deal 3 indirect damage instead, and it gives it a +1/+2.
What?
So it's going to do 3 indirect damage on attack now that he's attached. And
No, so 2, but then +1 into 3,
nope, 3,
and then +1,
and then
so
+1.
4. So
4.
it's going to deal 8.
Yep.
Very good. For 5, I'm going to commandeer that vehicle.
No.
Costs non-leader unit vehicle, costs 6 or less. If I do ready it at the start of the next regroup phase, which is when we do all the untapping, bounces to your hand.
That's not very nice.
That's the one that I was like, it's non-leader.
I'll take the initiative.
It's yours. I'll swing on you for 7, not 8, because I don't have the +1 indirect, right? So it's 3, 4.
No, it's 7.
5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. Instead of 8, you were gonna do 8 to me because of this guy, right?
No, it should be 8. Hold on, because he does
3, 4. On attack,
3.
deal 2 indirect. If the unit is an underworld unit, deal 3. So yeah, 3, 4, 7.
And then this one gives another one.
Oh, this is the
That's
+1.
the unit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true. Oh, it's 8. Okay.
There we go. I was like, no, it's all there. I just got to remember where it's at on the cards.
That'll go to your hand. I believe that is a discard.
Is it gone?
Does it say on piloting somewhere?
No.
Let's see.
Rule check.
Rule check. Well, can't find the exact rule, so let's just say it goes to your hand because that's how it would in like almost anything else.
Go to my hand. Okay.
So, yeah, we'll do that. I mean, the only other time that it's ever that I think of them going away is like when things are destroyed. So we'll say the pilot follows the ship.
Okay.
That it just got fucking warped into. I don't even know. I stole it with the pilot on board, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's kind of the commandeer flavor. Sweet. So that was while we're untapping and doing stuff, right? Because it bounced to your hands. You took the initiative. I attacked. That was all I could do.
Yep.
Does it have an odd cost?
What does?
The ship that I just played?
No.
No. I was gonna say maybe I could have used Han, but all right. It's an even cost card. We're drawn.
All set.
I guess.
Use 2.
I'm scared.
To put a Zygerian Starhopper again. When defeated, it deals indirect damage. But it's just a 2/3.
Okay. For 3, Leia. When played, you may attack with a pilot unit or a unit with a pilot on it. It gets +1/+0 and restore 1 for this attack.
Whoa. Okay.
So that's going to swing into the ship.
Into this guy?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll restore 1. And then we trade and die and perish and goodbye.
All right. All right. I don't like it, but all right. Pay 4 to get this guy back out.
Whew.
Because it's just useful. When this was defeated, deal 2 damage, and I'll exhaust that to do 3.
Indirect?
Yeah.
I'll just do 3 there.
Cool. Sorry. I literally read it. You destroyed
That's
it, and I
fine.
completely forgot.
Yeah, you know.
Just, meh.
I was like, I'm going to try to get rid of it ASAP. For 3,
Yep.
shuttle.
Welcome. I'm going to take the
Feels welcome.
initiative.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's ever really going to happen for me, so I have to attach to a pilot. So I'm going to spend an epic action to attach to him there.
Okay.
So there we have it.
Cool.
We're untapping.
We're untapping. Now, as a rules thing, if I exhaust Boba Fett to do his thing,
You
I
can
can't
then play him.
I can play him?
And he comes in, I mean, especially because he's going to be a pilot, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But he would also just come in readied.
Gotcha.
I'm good whenever.
Cool. Exhausting 4 to bring out Fett's Fire Spray. So on play, it's going to deal 2 indirect damage, which is going to be 3. And then I'll exhaust Boba Fett
4 or
to
5.
do 1, 2. So yeah, so 5, but it's instances. So
Okay.
all you.
For 3, I'm going to put Chewie. Oh, no, I can't put a pilot on another thing.
Oh no.
I forgot about that.
The Falcon you could though because of the
I know,
card,
well,
yeah.
and R2-D2. So it's like
'cause R2-D2
all my
allowed,
piloted things
yeah.
I've had double already. Well, shit.
I was going to say, well, shoot.
Okay, this will fight that guy.
Okay. So
I'll take 4.
4, and this guy goes away.
Yep.
Dang. I didn't realize that was an 8. Was it toughness, defense? What is blue?
I don't know.
It's got 8 health.
Health, shield. Well,
Holy
shield's a different thing. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know the words. What are the intergalactic Star Wars words? I don't know. Ooh, that makes this hand feel a lot worse.
Deal 1. First order Stormtrooper. Just a 2/1 ground unit. Deals indirect damage when defeated or attacks.
3 to your base, restore 1.
3. 2 to pull out Allegiant General Pride. It's a 2/3, but also has when indirect damage is dealt to unit, you may defeat a non-unique upgrade on it. If you have the initiative, deal 2 indirect damage to player on attack.
Interesting. For 5, I'm going to play Chewie as a normal human. Well, human's not the right word.
Yeah.
A normal ground unit.
Yeah.
A non-piloting unit. Yes.
Cool. I'm going to put Boba Fett onto this. So when deployed of an upgrade, deal up to 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of units. And so is it going to end up being 5? No, it's not indirect damage, it's direct damage. Never mind.
Yeah.
So I still get to do the 4 against enemy units. I could kill the ship, or I could take out Leia, which has got recovery, which is annoying. I'm going to send the 4 damage to Leia.
Oh, rip Leia, dude. I'll take the initiative.
Cool. I will deal 7 to your base.
To my base. Take that, make it 10. 25.
Well, ready.
Oh, 7 in my base. Yeah, it's
Oh,
GG's. There's nothing I can do.
Oh, can't kill the ship?
There's nothing I can do to kill the ship. The most I could do to it is on a rarity 6 damage, but without being able to upgrade this guy at all. Yeah, I can't do. I'd have to do a 10 to it. I can't.
2 no disintegrations in hand the entire game, just waiting because I was like, this card was so good, I don't want to get rid of it. Never needed it.
Those are the pilots I had in hand.
Oh,
this was the card that the Never Tell Me the Odds was. We each mill 6 for every odd cost, deal that much damage to a target unit. But I was like,
target unit.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I can guaranteed do 3, but I do 3, and then I was like, maybe if you ended up fighting this for like some safety, but yeah, the numbers are just too big. I think the tough thing that I had with this deck was because it was so pilot focused. Like, well, one, you being able to deal 4 damage when your guy enters, and then him being literally physically stronger than this guy, like a 4/4 versus a 3/4. This guy untapping resources, it always made them an even number for me, and I have odd cost things. So I would always have, I'd have 2, I'd have 4, and I'm like, is that worth it? Like,
yeah.
But then he has to attach as an upgrade, and I'm like, okay, well, I can only pilot one. I only had like 2 ships that whole game, and I was like, so I started playing things as units,
ground units.
Yeah, my resources were pilot, pilot. That's like I had 2 of him.
Wow.
So I was just like, I had so many pilots, and that's why I was like, oh god. But having the Falcon opening hand, I was like, oh, maybe I could put 2 on him. Nope.
I was afraid because I kept loading up space to the point where I was like, he had ground units that were strong by the end of last game, and so I got afraid.
Well, and that's the kind of cool thing is it gave you a pilot, which there are ground vehicles, I should say, but there was a pilotable unit on the ground that was +2 stronger, and it was just couldn't get there. So, and I didn't draw any blue leaders. I didn't have any to tank away.
I do feel like these decks, because like you said, these were, what were these called? Premier decks. When we played,
I don't know what they're called. I just know the sound of my wallet losing money.
I could tell that these decks were definitely upgraded than the other decks we've played with, and there's a lot more synergy with leader /
synergy, but also more just words on cards rather than like when die make 3 droid.
Yep.
Droids are 1/1s. All droids get +1. It was like, it wasn't to teach the mechanics of the game. It was to play the mechanics of the game. This one almost taught the mechanics of the set.
Yeah, which piloting.
I think piloting was around, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But indirect damage, I believe, was new. It's tough because I've only played since this set released.
Gotcha.
It was like the week this released, I started playing. So all of the mechanics have existed at once for me.
All the border lines are blurry.
Yes, I'm just like, when did this become a thing? When did that become a thing? So I just, looking at meta decks that didn't exist 6 months ago versus now, I'm like, oh, I don't see indirect damage and I don't see smuggling, know. So
indirect damage is fun. I mean, when you can just get damage out for playing stuff. I know you. One of my Magic decks that I built was just pingers, just to play stuff and then ping out. So it's just nice to be able to do almost 2 actions in one.
It's the modifiers. Yeah, it is 2 actions in one, whether you get to indirect or non-direct. But it's like being forced to discard a card. You just like, how do I make that choice?
Yep.
How do I say what do I hurt? And I go, does he have raid? Does he have this? Does he? And you don't see indirect play actually. Too much in the game because there's a lot of cards and characters that have a mechanic called grit that get 1 attack stronger for every damage they have.
Oh, shoot.
So you go, I'll spread the love, and now my guys just all grew bigger. You know, I've played against quite a few grit decks with my precons, and I go, ooh, it's essentially kill you or like kill the character or don't attack them.
Very cool. Well,
oh man, I wish that Han Solo was a miss though. Imagine if that was there, you would have hit me for like 6 less. I'm like, it was a 3. There's so many 3 drop. Like my first hand, 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So
it was a great gamble. Though.
I was like, what are the odds?
Never tell me the odds. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of Star Wars play. Definitely something we'll be back to as we build more decks, and also they come out with new products, new sets, and hopefully new mechanics. I think they're still not laying the groundwork for the game, but building upon the groundwork they've laid.
The next thing they're introducing is a mechanic so hefty that it's one they've actually had since the beginning, but they wanted to introduce it later, and it's, I'll say, backwards compatible.
Oh, okay.
One of the card types is like heroes can be force units. Now, when you attack with a force unit, like Monarch in a way, the force is with me.
Oh.
But force units can be force Sith, force Jedi. So it's like...
So the force can get passed around?
Yes. And then it says, you do this thing. if the Force is with you, do
Just
this
like
thing.
the one card I had that
it's
said
like,
if I have the
it's
initiative.
like, okay, do I get the lower value now? Do I attack, gain that thing, let you take an action, then play it? Hopefully you don't have a Force unit to attack me to regain the action, so then I can. It's like, but the Force being with you is obviously super important to the flavor of this, and that's something they've announced. So when the next decks they're doing are going to be another set of the separately released Premier style decks. I own every other pre-con for this game, so
we'll be getting them.
Load them up.
Awesome. Well, definitely, if you want to check that out in the future, be sure to like and subscribe so you know when the next video comes out. Next video probably won't be Star Wars, but they'll definitely be coming because we've been playing a lot of it. So we're going to leave you with one question. The question we always leave you with is, who's got next?